Today on CCX News, police training in the middle of a residential neighborhood. How it all came about through an act of generosity. A series of training activities are happening this month in a Brooklyn Park neighborhood involving local police and fire departments. As I found out, the idea formed after a tragic act of nature. Training exercises are crucial for first responders to prepare them for what they may encounter in real life. And Monday afternoon, Brooklyn Park Police had a unique opportunity.
We're primarily focusing on breaching, which focuses on opening up holes in the outside of the house, either through doors or windows, or find alternative methods to open outside the house.
Those methods may include a loud explosion or two, which isn't typical in a quiet residential neighborhood.
It's hard to mock up what we experience in real life in training venues, just even with the different training facades. So we're very grateful to have the opportunity.
But not long ago, the site of this training exercise was home to Liz Fultinsky and her family.
This house came on the market and we weren't really looking to move because we had just moved, but it spoke to us, so we're packing up and moving to Brooklyn Park.
That was in 2020. But on July 5th of last year, tragedy struck.
This tree here had fallen and it ran the entire span of the house. So the tree fell about 12:30 in the morning. We caught it on our camera.
The family wasn't home at the time, but when they returned, they discovered a tree weighing an estimated 15,000 pounds had crashed through their kitchen, bathroom, and chimney.
No storm. The arborist said the tree was waterlogged from all the rain we had received. There was a small amount of dry rot. And with all the water that it had, it was so heavy it couldn't take the weight anymore.
The damage was so severe that the home was deemed to be a total loss.
And I said to my husband, and we talked about it, I said, we need to find something good to come out of this.
Ultimately, the family decided to open their home to the cities of Brooklyn Park and Brooklyn Center and let first responders use it for training. Training that could one day help save lives.
Turning into such a valuable resource to the community. That's very beneficial to us and Brooklyn Center Fire Department. We're very grateful for the opportunity to train in this house.
We're giving back to the community in a way that we hope it'll help someone else in the future.
The idea for the training came about in part because the homeowner is a Brooklyn Center fire inspector. Meanwhile, there are a few more training exercises scheduled for next week. The family will then tear down the house and build a new one in the same location. The owner of the Huntington Place apartments has spent months asking the city of Brooklyn Park to forgive a loan so it can sell the property. Investors in the project are now trying to sweeten the deal, and the owners say they're running out of time.
We need a decision. We have to move. Our lenders have held. That doesn't mean they're going to hold forever, guys.
The owner of Huntington Place, nonprofit housing developer Aon, is behind on its loan payments and at risk of foreclosure. The nonprofit is working on a purchase agreement with a New York-based buyer named Maz Capital Group. For the sale to go through, the Brooklyn Park City Council would need to forgive an almost $4 million loan given to Aon. To sweeten the deal, the city could try to take over $4 million in federal dollars given to Aon and use it to revamp the Zanewood Recreation Center. If that fails, a lender has offered to give the city $450,000 to settle the loan forgiveness request. But some council members still aren't sold.
Just because I don't know where I currently stand and what route to follow through with doesn't mean that I'm not thinking about it.
City staff members are planning to make a counteroffer to the lenders asking for both the $450,000 settlement and the $4 million in federal dollars. The Osseo Planning Commission voted to take a rare step this week. It recommended revoking the license of an auto repair business due to repeated violations of its conditional use permit. Osseo Police Chief and City Administrator Shane Michelson showed body cam video of the violations at Macona, located on County Road 81. There are 7 violations total. That includes too many cars on the lot. The business is allowed 12 vehicles. Another violation, piled up auto waste that isn't enclosed. The city has received complaints, and after a year's time, it's now taking action.
In my estimation, without working with the city, for the last year, just about a year, that we really have, I have any confidence in the fact that he'd work with us in the future.
The Osseo City Council will have the final say on whether to revoke the permit. In his 20 years with the city, Chief Michelson remembers only one other time the city had to take similar action. There's a gap between the need and options for childcare in Minnesota. Reporter Emily Haugen explains how a Plymouth child care center with a brand new name is working to grow in response.
We are going to learn blues today, right?
In a toddler room, you can really only expect organized chaos.
You can have one.
In this classroom at Bright Beginnings Academy,
You want some more?
that fits right into their curriculum.
Okay, dip your paintbrush.
Bright Beginnings in Plymouth used to be called Little Newtons. It's been around since 2009.
Working with them, engaging with them.
Jessica Sylvester, Bright Beginnings VP of Operations, says the new name is a part of a new education-based approach.
We wanted to make sure that we were matching innovation with what the world is asking of us in terms of childcare expectations.
Whoa!
Sylvester said there's now a huge focus on a child's first 5 years.
Blue?
Teachers follow a curriculum, like today's lesson with Blue,
Blue, yep.
to get kids on track.
Good job, bud.
The blessing of having such a big school is that we do have room to grow.
Sylvester says she wants the community to grow with them. The kids also have room to grow through play and classroom learning.
So it focuses on cognitive, physical, social, emotional development.
Like this class, who isn't afraid to get their hands dirty.
You know what? Get dirty.
And everything else, in some cases.
I'm okay with it.
Luckily for them,
And we're gonna scrub, scrub, scrub.
that's encouraged.
Good job.
In Plymouth, Emily Haugen, CCX News.
Bright Beginnings is holding an open house to celebrate the rebrand at its Plymouth location on March 22nd. The other Little Newtons locations will keep their original name for now.